In this section of this course, we are going to talk about how to collect user inputs from the terminal. So if you're working on a project, you might reach a point where you need the users to enter some specific data. So in this video, I am going to teach you how to collect user inputs from the terminal. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is, for example, if I wanted to collect somebody's age, I would need to create a variable to actually store that person's age. So first, I'm going to create a variable and call it age, and I won't equate this to anything. I will just create a variable at the top because I want to equate the person, whatever the user has inputted, to this variable later on. So the next thing that we now actually need to do is prompt the user to actually enter something into our program. So I'm just going to say printf, and I will say kindly, create double quotes first, and I'll say kindly enter your age. And after doing that, I'll just put a semicolon, and then the next line that we're going to write is actually the main line, and it is called scanf. So basically, it's just like the opposite of printf. Printf helps to display some specific text or data in the terminal, but scanf helps to retrieve or collect or basically scan data from the terminal. So the first thing that we need to pass in here is we need to specify what kind of data we are collecting. That is, we need to specify the data type. So we need to tell C whether we are collecting an integer or a double or a string. So since we are collecting an integer, I'm going to say %d. Now I am saying %d because %d is a format specifier for integers. So the next thing we need to specify is we need to tell C where we want this value or this data to be saved, because we've collected this data from the terminal now, but we now actually need to save it or store it somewhere. So the way we do that is by saying %age. We're saying %age because we are trying to point this data to this age variable that is at the top. So the first thing we do is we use %d, which is a format specifier, to specify what kind of data is being inputted into our program, and then we put a comma, and then we now put this symbol, it's %, and then we pass in the name of the variable that we're trying to store this data in, and then don't forget to put your semicolon. So after doing that, we can just print out this data to the terminal to actually show that we've been successful in collecting this data from the user. So I'm just going to say printf, and I'll say your age is %d, and after doing that, I'll just put a comma and pass in age right here. So I am going to run this code right now. It's supposed to be printf. Okay, so let me run this file again, and then you see that the program says kindly enter your age. So I'm going to say 89. So you see it prints out your age is 89. So our program was successful in collecting the age of a user, and it stored that age, and then it's printed it out in the terminal. We can also collect something else like grade. I can create another variable and call it grade, and I won't equate this to anything yet. So we are going to request the user to enter their grade. So I'm going to prompt them again and say printf, and I'll say kindly enter your grade. So this is just like prompting the user to enter a grade. Next, we are going to say scanf, and because we are entering a character, that is, it's a letter, whether it's A, B, C, D, E, or F, since we are entering a character data type, we are going to say %c, because %c is the format specifier for the character data type. And the next thing, as usual, is to point to the grade variable, because we want to store this person's grade. inside the grade variable. So after doing that, we can now also print out the grade. So after saying your age is %D, you can now also say and your grade is %C. After saying %C, we put a comma and pass in grade into this printf. So once let me clear out the terminal. So once I run this code, I'm getting an error. Okay, it's supposed to be grade. I spelled that wrongly. So once I run this code in the terminal, you can see it's first asks us to enter grade. So I'm going to say A. Then next it says enter your age, and I would say 28. So once I run that, it says your age is 28 and your grade is A. So basically that is how to collect user inputs from the terminal. Now you can do this with different kinds of data types. You can do this for the int, the char. You can even collect a string from the terminal. So that's basically how to collect data from a user in the C programming language. Thank you for watching this video, and please like, share, subscribe, and come back for more content. See you in the next one.